Today, we're coming in hot with some audacious and outrageous gaslighting phrases that narcissistic mothers use repeatedly. First of all, I'm Tanya, and I was the scapegoat in my family with a narcissistic stepmother. Welcome. I'm sharing what I'm learning through my own therapy and education and self reflection for anyone out there who might also be struggling with this. So let's dive into these gaslighting tactics and reframe them under the basic bitch truth of what they think they can get away with. No matter who this person is or was in your family, a narcissist says things that confuse us and give the middle finger to reality in general. If any of these kinds of phrases come up often, the translation and comments that I'm including might shed some light on the true intentions behind them. The first phrase, that never happened, you're imagining things. The translation, they undermine our memory so that reality essentially becomes negotiable. The second phrase, oh, you're too sensitive. It was just a joke. The translation for this, they're reframing their own cruelty as comedy to sort of make our emotional response seem inappropriate, overworked, or shameful, even. They often use this in front of other people with a very cool confidence because they get a reaction out of us, which they love, and then they also have an audience. The third thing that they love to say, I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. The translation here is that they really want to erase the things that they've said that are inconvenient. Honestly, it seems like they'd rather lie to Jesus himself than admit a shred of fault for the absolute terrible things they say. The fourth phrase that they generally love to say, you twist everything around just to make me look bad. The translation here, avoid accountability at all costs by blaming the child first. That's how they roll. Because by making us out to be the manipulator, they're basically trying to stop us from calling them out. But they know the truth, they just don't like it. So they accuse us first, hoping that we will not retaliate. I've got two more phrases to go, but if this has been helpful, I would really appreciate you hitting the like button or dropping a comment below to let me know what your experience has been. Do any of these phrases sound familiar to you? And how did you handle it? The fifth phrase they love to say, everybody knows that you just exaggerate. Translation, they want to isolate and discredit us. They love to make it seem like we are on the outside somehow. Well, you won't be believed, so don't bother to share my secrets. Because the truth is that they are terrified that we will tell the truth. They really hate to look bad. If they say that everybody is in on something, they think it's less likely that we will go try to seek support from those people. And most of the time, they're right, unfortunately. The sixth and final phrase that narcissistic mothers and parents tend to use, you had a great childhood. You were not easy to raise. The translation on this, how dare you complain about anything ever? You were the problem. They rewrite history to minimize us, telling us that they were the adults, we were the children, we were the problem. We just don't know how it actually went down. So, in one swoop, they get to justify their bad behavior as what we needed as troubled children, and they get to make us feel like we're spoiled, you know, ungrateful, and foolish for even saying anything in the first place. I think so much about these kinds of phrases because they really have a deeper message that resonates with us and can stick with us for a very long time. It makes us question ourselves and doubt our reality really early on. If you've experienced any of these kinds of things, especially in a repeated way, chances are you had a narcissistic mother, stepmother, caretaker, grandparent. And fathers are capable of this madness too. But I believe that a lot of the emotional manipulation that we see comes from mothers more often. It's kind of a good day when we can reaffirm that these are patterns and that these issues are theirs and not ours. We can start to finally piece things together and relieve ourselves of some of the burden that they've put on us for so long. They always made it sound like something was wrong with us, but they were projecting a lot of their issues onto you and me. My content really is focused on bringing these patterns to light so that we can see the commonalities between all of us. Even if the words aren't the same, the intention behind what they're saying tends to be very similar. If you'd like a little touch of humor, I created a bingo card for conversations with narcissistic parents so that we can track their patterns and maybe even have a little laugh because they are so predictable. So Here is my bingo card. I'm going to be going over this in the future, and I'll provide a link where you can download it and fill it out just for fun. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.